Thanks, Derek. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Welcome, everyone. Happy that you can take the time to join us to get the latest on Northstar Gold Corp. And we're very, really pleased to have Mike Sutton on board for today's call, so he can walk everyone through Miller Gold property and our recent diamond drill results. And yeah, so moving forward. Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah, obligatory cautionary statement. Just give you a bit of a corporate update, and we'll get to Mike shortly. Northstar's been prior to going public here earlier this year by way of an IPO. The company operated as on a private basis, focused primarily on gold exploration in the Abitibi region of northeastern Ontario, and more particularly the Kirkland Lake region. The company has 300% owned projects. Our flagship project is the Miller Gold property. It's situated 18 kilometers southeast of Kirkland Lake. And we also have a gold property, the Bryce property, which is situated about 50 kilometers to the south of Kirkland Lake. And our third property is the Milestone Copper Nickel Cobalt property, situated in the Temagami Lake area. Kirkland Lake, prolific camp, 24 million ounces of gold from 7 mines. It's a great place to explore for gold. Thanks, Mike. Part of our going public initiative this year was to augment the board and management group, and you can see the company's board and management group is comprised of a number of accomplished professionals with a great deal of experience with both majors and juniors on a global basis in mining, exploration, financing, investor banking, investor markets, and finance. Go ahead, Mike. Thanks. In addition to going public, the company restructured our capital structure. The company did a 6-for-1 rollback prior to $3 million 30-cent IPO. After all of that, our current share structure sits at 38.8 million shares outstanding, 47.3 million on a fully diluted basis. The pie chart on the right indicates the distribution of those shares. You can see that management, directors, and insiders own almost control almost half the shares in the company. We're very tightly held. We have a very good share structure. We currently have just under $2 million in the bank, and we have no debt. And our market cap, last I looked, was around $19 million. Okay, Mike. Since going public, we've had a fairly steady news flow if you've been following the company. As mentioned, the IPO closed and the listing on January 2nd. And then in February, we announced we commenced our diamond drill program on the Miller Gold property. And in March, we announced a $1 million flow-through financing, and we were very fortunate to close it quickly within 11 days. At the end of March, and then unfortunately in the middle of April, we had to announce the cessation of a temporary suspension of drilling at the Miller property owing to COVID-19 complications and concerns. And then on June 3rd, the company announced our drill results. We did manage to drill 2,200 meters in 13 holes prior to shutting down drilling at the Miller property. And results, we had some results that confirmed some very high grade numbers off the historic number 1 vein as well, and then also discovered a couple new zones that Mike will be talking about shortly. And more recently, actually just a couple days ago, we announced our geophysics program has commenced on the Miller property. So we're going great guns, and yeah, so we're moving forward. So kind of to recap where we're going on in terms of the exploration, earlier February, we commenced our phase one drill program on the property. It's a $1.1 million program. The idea was to drill 3,000 meters. Unfortunately, due to COVID concerns, we had to shut things down after 13 holes. So we managed to drill 2,200 meters. And then we had took us a while to get the assays, get the results. A lot of coarse gold, which is great, but unfortunately with coarse gold and core comes analytical problems. We ended up having to do a fair bit of metallics screen assays, and that took a fair bit of time, but we were rewarded in the end. If I remember right, we ran 51 samples, and for the samples that previously ran 7 grams or better, the metallics increased grade by 19%. This is significant, and we fully expect it to intersect a lot more coarse gold going forward. So we expect drilling to fire up this weekend. We're planning to resume phase one, drill up to hopefully around 2,000 meters and 10 holes. We also announced yesterday $350,000 IP program, or integrated geophysics program that has commenced on the property. We've got Diaz. We're doing 3D IP, magnetics, and gravity. And this is going to give us incredible insights into the depth, the geometry and the structure and the controls on the property. And this is what's going to be used primarily, in addition to the phase one drill results, for targeting our phase two drill program, which will kick off in late August. We're also going to do some more mechanical stripping and trenching. We've got a number of showings, as Mike showed, that need further work, and we're fully permitted to do that. So that's going to kick off in mid-July. Once we get all our geophysical data, we're very fortunate to have Gold Spot Discoveries on board, and they're going to process all our geophysical data and perform inversions and their AI routines and algorithms, and they're going to integrate that with our 3D model, and this will provide basis for phase two drilling. So a lot of exciting things ahead. This is a process, and yeah, so I'm really excited to get this thing going again. And phase two, as I mentioned, we're hoping to drill about 4,000 meters and 15 holes or more going forward. And I'm really hopeful that if things keep rolling good, that we're just going to keep drilling. So next slide, please, Mike. So in addition to the Miller property, just briefly mention Northstar's other two properties. The Bryce property, it's situated 50 kilometers south of Kirkland Lake. It's 100% owned, 260 claims, just over 5,000 hectares. And the property's got two styles of mineralization. Northstar's put about $4 million into it since 2007, I believe, and drilled about 22,500 meters of drilling. So we've hit this property pretty hard. It's 100% owned, and we've identified two very compelling exploration targets and styles of mineralization. And next slide, please, Mike. Yeah, great. So we've got a porphyry style intrusive hosted gold type system, the Sunday Creek porphyry, and some of the historic results. You can see that we've got 0.86 grams over 80 meters. That includes 2 grams over 25.5 meters. This is very significant, and these zones remain open along strike and at depth. We also have the Pike Lake, which is a gold enriched, precious metal enriched VMS type target, and past drilling there, we got 2.36 grams, just over 3 grams silver, and under 2% zinc over just under 16 meters. So again, very compelling and significant drill results. I should mention too, this property is situated close to, I believe it's Orion, or ore finders, McKnight project, and also the recently acquired Juby property that Caldas is in the news. So this area is heating up. That was a $10 million deal. This area is heating up, and we're the property right now. We're looking at putting together a 43101 and consolidating it and taking a closer look at it. But this project is something that we're going to we want to take a real close look at it, and we've maybe entertained some opportunities to either farm it out or spin it out. Go to the next slide, please, Mike. Our last property is the Milestone. It's a copper, nickel, cobalt property. It's situated in the Temagami Lake area, further to the south. It's the old. It's an old Teck property. It's got. It overlies the same stratigraphy and geology that where Teck's mine was. The mine that made Teck. It's got very high. So we've got a historic resource on it. On our property, about 0.47, some of the drill highlights, 0.47 copper, 0.16 nickel over 8 meters. Shallowly drilled, 100% owned, and this is something that we definitely we need to get a 43101 around it as well, and we're looking at farm out possibilities for this project as well. So I think on that basis, the next slide, please. So to summarize things, and I'll let Mike, after I do this, if he has anything else to add to this, but I hope that, you know, through this presentation, everyone's come to realize that, you know, Northstar is a pretty special company. It's got very significant assets in the northeastern Ontario, Abitibi and Kirkland Lake region. We've got the Miller is a very exciting property. I loved it the first time I saw it. It's got a number of very important similarities with Macassa and the Kirkland Camp and the Sigma Lamac, and this is very early days for us. And there's you know, we've got what little work that's been done so far has got very positive results, and there's excellent potential to find a much larger gold deposit on the property. The share structure of the company is tight. We're newly listed on the CSE. Our ticker is NSG. We've got excellent news flow going forward. When we got out of the gate, we've been working hard to keep the story alive and moving it forward. And there's a lot more good news that's going to be coming soon with drilling and geophysics and everything that we talked about previously. And yeah, so it's and we've got a solid group of mining professionals, exploration specialists, and yeah, so we think Northstar's makes a very attractive entry level investment opportunity in the gold exploration sector.